Welcome to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and broadcasting audio on the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com. Are you ready to witness something that you cannot explain?
I'm looking for you. You're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe the unexplained? Look into the sky.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Central, coming to you live from Fresno, California, middle of the central San Joaquin Valley, the location that I call probably the scariest place on earth. Things that we are finding in this area is just so unbelievable to us that it is not just happening here, but happening all over the world. So I want to thank you. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am your host with my other host, Alan Thomas.
Tyler. How you doing, everyone?
Tonight we are going to basically cover a lot of the stuff that we missed last week because we had an incident. And no, it wasn't the men in black who knocked us out. It was a car accident. And they pretty much knocked out our feed. And there was a fire. There was car fire. There was people injured. And we couldn't do anything about it because that's just the way it goes, you know. But it was kind of weird that it all happened 20 minutes after we got on. So we got a lot of stuff to cover from last week. And we got some great stuff to cover this week. So I want to thank you for showing up tonight. Emerald is running the board for us. Emerald, are you there?
Hello.
Cool. All right, we're going to get right into it, and I guess we got Ken on the phone, and we're going to put Ken on. Ken, are you there, buddy? Very good, man, very good. All right, let me check this out here. Okay, right on. All right, can you hear us now, Ken?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, right on. Sweet. Okay, we are going to go ahead and talk with Ken, who's out of the East Coast, and he is our UFO guy, and he is going to be giving us updates of what has happened here in the past, and if nothing exciting has happened, then he's going to go back into his archive and pull up some great stuff and pictures that he has. He is the director for MUFON in his area, and that area consists of what again there, Ken?
Well, basically, what I am is a chief investigator for New Jersey, Rhode Island, and Vermont.
Got it. How long have you been with MUFON?
Who's that, Alan?
No, it's Jeff.
Oh, yeah, hi.
Hi. How long have you been with MUFON?
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I've been with MUFON since around 2005.
2005, so we're almost going on 10 years now. Right
Good
on.
times.
Yeah.
Right on. So, okay. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Ken is going to be talking about some sightings and some cases. And what we have here is we have some photographs that we're going to be showing you on live stream where we're at right now, broadcasting live. But if you are listening on the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com, they have the photographs up on their website, so you can go directly over to there as well. So either way, you'll be able to see the photographs we're going to be talking about right now. So we're going to go to UFO number 1 and go, Ken. What are we looking at?
Okay, well, I'm on the Art Bell website right now, and they did a great job putting the photos up. Now, photo number 1, this was, January 17th. This was last week in Lucia County, Florida. A brief statement from a witness. I went outside to walk my dog late last night around 11 p.m. I looked up at this huge orange translucent object that's heading my way. Then all of a sudden I found that thousands of thoughts and emotions flooded my brain as I tried to make sense and justify what I was seeing. I could do nothing but yell out to my son to get outside. I was feeling frustrated that he was not coming fast enough, to the point that he and his mother ran out to see if I was okay. When they looked up, it was still very visible, and they could not make sense of it either. My son pulled out his phone camera and could not get it to work. I grabbed it from him, but my nerves had me fumbling with it as well. Finally, he snapped a picture as it was several miles away. This was not military, as if they would not fly over a populated area. It was not, although it was the size of an airplane. It could not be as if flown so slow and would fall out of the sky at the speed. It was not a helicopter, and it was too big and did not make a sound as it passed by. As it flew towards me, it appeared like a round to oval orange translucent object. So you can see the photo there. That's I've had to enlarge it, but there's definitely some kind of a structure there, and it looks like there might be some kind of a hole going through it, or I'm not really quite sure what that is.
I definitely see structure. I see structure as well. And when you said orange, that's, a lot of people have been witnessing orange objects. Matter of fact, just last night at around 7:01 or 7:15, somebody reported a orange object over Fresno, preceded in about 12 minutes afterwards by a helicopter following it.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of orange stuff. These things are flying all over the place.
It's a shame because a lot of people, especially the debunkers, they think, it's orange, it must be a Chinese lantern. But there are thousands of these things spotted every day, and they're orbs, and I'm not really sure what they are.
Exactly. So, all right, right on. Okay, we're going to go to number 2.
Okay, photo number 2. I thought this was a pretty great shot. You can see that the bottom of the photo are the road signs, where he was, and apparently the camera focused on the object in the sky and not on the road signs, thank God. But the brief statement was, this was January 6th this year, 2014, around 10 a.m. in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Brief statement, he was driving on Route 3 west, approaching Giant Stadium around 10 o'clock in the morning. I was in traffic but noticed something odd in the lower sky. I knew I would not be able to concentrate on what it was, so I got my iPhone ready and took a blind photo towards the object through my windshield. As I passed and had a moment to look, I saw a big military-type helicopter in the sky through my skylight, and then assumed that this was what the object must have been. So I never looked at the photo, assuming it was something explainable. However, while looking through my photos today, I came to the photo for the first time, and I am at a loss to explain what's on the image. If anything, I thought it would be a large helicopter. The only explanation I can give is this is not something on my windshield. I didn't have any marks and any chips of any kind on my windshield,
right.
and I'm sure I captured the object through the window. Now, what I did is I'm starting to work with a gentleman named Mark D'Antonio. He is the actual photo analyzer. He's the analysis from MUFON. He analyzes all the, I would say, most of the photos from MUFON, the important photos, and quite frankly, he felt it was a chip on a windshield, and I have to believe the witness, and quite frankly, that's one of the neatest chips on a windshield that I've ever seen, if that's what it is. I doubt it.
Yeah,
I said, the witness said that he saw something in the sky, so...
I doubt it too. I mean, if you're looking out the windshield, you know what's on your windshield. I mean, come on, you're not going to be that stupid. And okay, look, there's a chip on my windshield. It's like no, I'm sorry. That was in the air. He saw it. He took a photograph of it, and there it is. It's round to me. It's not a helicopter. It's not a plane. It's not a balloon. some person can probably say a blimp, but you know what? If you're going down the freeway and you're looking at this, you can distinguish a blimp and a balloon.
Exactly.
This definitely has a roundness to it, and this looks like what everybody calls a flying saucer. I mean, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I thought that was a great shot. If that is an alien craft, that's a pretty good shot he got.
Yep, sure does. Okay, right on. That one's a good one. All right, let's go to number 3.
Okay, number 3. This was October 13th of 2013, last year. Around 10 p.m., this was in Medicine Hat, Alberta, Canada. And a short statement is attached are some pictures my 13-year-old son took with his cell phone when he witnessed some strange lights in the sky over Kincoley Park in Medicine Hat. He said at first he saw 5 orange circle lights. He ran into the house and got his cell phone and came back out and took pictures of what he saw. He said there were only 3 lights which moved slowly away and up into the clouds and disappeared. He was with his father and younger brother, who also witnessed the same thing, and they had no idea as to what it could be. So I thought this was a very interesting shot. Of course, this was pretty high up in the sky, and of course it wasn't a satellite or anything like that.
Right.
Because you can never, be able to take a picture with a regular phone of a satellite in the sky and have it come out as clear as this. But I enlarged it and says, he captured something there at Medicine Hat. That's for sure.
What kind of camera was he using on this one? Did he say?
It doesn't say. Of course, I have that information, but maybe what I should do in some of my future posts is also add the type of equipment and our camera that he was using. That's what I'll probably do in the future.
Okay, right on. All right, let's go to number 4 and go there.
Okay, yeah, this is one of my favorite shots. As a matter of fact, I've used this shot for a banner for my World UFO Photos.
No wonder I look familiar.
There's 2 photos. He took 2 photos that day, and a brief statement from that. This is April 20th of 2009, around 7 p.m., Beech Grove, Indiana. And he said that the statement is, I was sitting on my patio facing the north when I saw a bright orange light. At first I thought it was the headlights of an oncoming plane. It was slowly coming toward my position, getting bigger and bigger. I heard no noise. I was waiting for it to go past me to hear the engine noise and to see what exactly it was. I got my camera and was able to take several pictures. Once it flew over me, I heard nothing, and also all I was able to see was still a bright orange ball fly past me silently. There was no apparent plane, helicopter, or any aircraft shape. I felt scared. I never have seen anything like this. The orange ball continued to fly in the same path when it made an angular directional change. It looked like a 40-degree angle up. It wasn't a slow change. It was in an instant change of direction. So this thing did make some crazy turns, and I think he captured, especially that number 4 photo. That's one of the best V-shaped objects that I think I have on record right now. And like I said, I've used it many times for some of my banners and other people's banners. And the other picture, number 5, that's I don't know what to say about that. It's just pretty incredible.
Wow, very cool.
Guys, have you seen the one that's on the moon yet?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Have you seen the one that's on the moon? The one everybody's looking at right now. What do you think of that?
Oh, that's great. That's one of the greatest shots that's incredible. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do, I wish I had more time, but I have so many Mars discoveries and so many discoveries on the moon. I may have 30 or 40 of them.
Right.
And of course, what I do is I only pick out what I feel is something, a strange structure or something that is definitely there. Otherwise the bunkers are going to tear you apart and say it's this or that.
Yes.
And You know, it's like looking for faces in a cloud. You know,
Right.
You'll see tons of faces, but on the following pictures there, picture 6 and 7 I send you, they're posted on Art Bell's. Number 6 there, I'm basically showing you the source where I got this photo on Google Mars. So number 6, that's the location, that's the source location on Google Mars. I found this object that's basically northwest of the Massanu crater, I guess that's how it's pronounced. Now, number 7, that's what I found. And I'm saying this is probably taken from the altitude of a couple thousand feet. Now, you have to watch Google Earth, and sometimes they have these elevations down there, and on this one here, it even has negative elevation, so which is telling me that this object may have been in some valley or a low portion of Mars, but
Right.
I thought it was definitely something.
Right on. Okay. Yeah, we're going to talk about also the object that everybody's been talking about lately that's on the internet going viral right now, and obviously the mainstream media has not touched it with the 10-foot pole, but we're going to touch it here, so that's cool. So, all right.
As a matter of fact, on the same, what I'm going to do is send it to you next week. I found a pyramid, 3-sided pyramid it's one of the best shots I've ever seen. I just found this a couple days ago.
And this is on Mars or Moon?
This is on Mars.
Oh, okay. All right. Send it to me next
and
week.
I will send that to you. I will add it to my photos for next week.
Sounds good. All right, Ken, thank you very much. And if anybody wants to go and take a look at all of the archived pictures that Ken has, the links are on our website at paranormalcentral.net. And he has over between 5,000 or 10,000 pictures that you can go check out. So I appreciate that, Ken, and we'll see you next week, okay?
Okay, Alan and Jeff, thanks again, and you guys have a good day.
All right, take care.
I'll see you later, Ken.
See ya. Okay, and right now I have up on our site the triangle or boomerang object that we have that's on the moon that's going viral right now. But you know what? We're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to go ahead and call Mr. Danny Valderrama, for the Squatch Report, and we're going to talk to him and get the latest on Bigfoot. He sent me quite a bit of photos, and but he didn't give them to me early enough for me to send over to the artbell.com, that Dark Banner Network. That's right, they're not going to miss much, so it's just some stuff. So, Danny?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, Danny.
All right.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, man, congrats on the Bigfoot. I heard Drez won the Bigfoot necklace that Bobo wears.
Oh, yeah, the Bobo contest.
You cheated.
Right, that's
Bobo
cool,
and
man.
You
won.
You cheated.
So excited.
You cheated.
Yeah, me and Drez are going to have to hang out. I have one that Bobo gave me. You know, we'll be like...
Yeah, that's where we first saw it.
Yeah, we'll
we
be
gotta get one of
twins,
those.
man.
You know, I would have loved to enter the one with my son, but I wasn't invited to that one,
Oh, man.
so I couldn't.
There's still other ones going, too. He has more contests going.
We could Photoshop our picture in with Bobo and win one.
So, all right, one of these
I
days.
think we can do that too. Even though we have pictures with Bobo, we could actually Photoshop, a picture of ourselves with
Photoshop
Bobo.
contest this time.
Yeah, I mean he's accepting all Photoshop, cartoons, anything.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. So, all right. So, what are we going to talk about right now? We're going to go to picture number 1, or what
Yeah.
are we going to? Okay.
This is just a story that came out of nowhere. I don't know how long back it happened.
Okay.
The guy was pretty scared to tell anybody, so he finally came forward to Cryptozoology News. He let them know. His name is Jason Richardson. He's a hiker, 48 years old. He's done numerous trails, and he just happened to do a 9.5-mile trail in South Lake Tahoe. And it goes up to about 9,700 feet. He's an experienced guy, so he took food for him for about 17 hours. He said it was like a half-day trail, but he took food just in case he ran into any problems, and had a shelter with him.
And you ran into
Started down
one,
the trail, and about 10 hours into the trail, he heard what he thought was a baby crying. After he had just sat down to drink some water, he heard what sounded like a baby crying in the bushes over there. So he started walking over there to the bushes, and that's the last thing he remembered.
What?
He woke up in a cave, and the back of his head was hurting, and he reached back, and there was blood on it.
Blood, yeah.
He could feel blood running down his neck, and
What's
he felt that he couldn't move his feet, and his legs were tied with some kind of weeds and leaves and vines and stuff. Pretty weird. And he was in a cave with running water. He could hear the water running, and at the entrance of the cave, he could see two upright figures just in shadow standing there, and it sounded like they were arguing with each other. And as they moved into the light, he could tell that they were about 8 to 10 feet tall, each one of them. It was
they were
crazy.
like,
and so,
should we eat him here or take him home?
The voices that he was hearing were the same voices that he could hear coming from the bushes, like a guttural human voice, and like the kind of we hear when you can hear it and you feel it in your chest and stuff.
right?
So
Now, is this?
it was a small cave, and they went up to him and they kicked him when they saw that he was awake, and they were pushing him around the cave, and then they finally untied him and threw him out the front of the cave. And he looked at his watch, and they threw rocks at him once they threw him out of the cave. And they said they were kicking him and throwing rocks at him enough to almost knock him out again. But he figured that when he went to the bush to look in there, that the one hit him from behind and to knock him out. But he said they had stone tools and wooden tools in there too.
Yeah,
So
didn't
he
it
was,
say it had
completely blown away. He said that
Didn't they say they had
when
a
looked at him-
campfire? Didn't it say they had a campfire too in that one? Or like we're using fire? Or is this another
there
one?
was
I
no
was
fire
reading?
in there. There was a stream running in the cave that they were getting water from. They were completely hairless up to the elbow. They had the torso and legs were covered with thick red hair, and the feet were even hairier. He said he couldn't see any toes, anything like that. He thought that they had mange because of the way they looked. He said that the head area had like feathers in it. They said there wasn't feathers, but the way the hair was clumped, it kind of gave the resemblance of a vulture. The way the head was. It was pretty weird. And he couldn't believe what he was seeing. He thought he may have eaten something that made him hallucinate. Kept closing his eyes and opening them, and it was really what he was seeing. It's kind of weird. This is only in our backyard over here in Lake Tahoe, so...
Is this?
I tried to reach out to these guys and contact them to see if I could get an interview with ask this guy more questions, and I haven't heard back from them yet.
Is this a video that?
Maybe we can do that.
Is this a video that's on Facebook right now? A guy interviewing a heavy-set guy on a chair in front of a car? No.
I don't think so.
I
Okay.
think that's
Okay.
Yamarone.
Okay.
Tom
Okay.
Yamarone.
Okay, this is something totally different then.
Yeah,
All right, right on.
different one. But in the
No,
same
this is
area, though.
completely different.
Totally
But
different.
he said he made it out. So if when he took off running, he found the trail again. So I'm pretty sure if this is a true story, he should be able to find that cave again where he was
No kidding,
held. He said he was held for about 10 hours,
dude.
but he got away.
Wow, that doesn't happen. You don't get away from things like
I know.
this. You just don't. I mean, once they get
There's
you,
no telepathy involved, like some people are saying that they talk to you telepathically.
right?
There's none of that involved, but for some reason they let him go. And if it's a true story, he should be able to retrace his steps and take somebody back to the cave. and
Absolutely.
do that. So
He really
he
was
can contact
lucky.
us.
I mean, if he was bleeding and everything, I mean, he was lucky.
Yeah, he's lucky. So.
You know what the Indians say when the Bigfoot takes a human or a kid, they use some kind of, like tree sap, and they put it on their eyes and they gum their eyes up so they can't open their eyes.
Ooh.
And then they carry him to wherever, and if they're going to let him go, that's what they do. They gum up their eyes with some kind of tree sap, and then they do whatever they're going to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get to where they're at, then they take the tree sap off, so they can see. And when they take them back to where they picked them up from, they put the tree sap back on them so that they can't find where that cave is. That guy's lucky, man. I want to go to the cave.
Oh yeah, ditto.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it sounds like a long hike, but if he contacts us, I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
rent an electric quad.
Road trip. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Not too far.
No, cool. All right. Number 2.
One when I started collecting, I sent you pictures of some of the stuff that I've bought from different places around the Pacific Northwest, and everywhere I go, I pick up stuff. And one of the things I picked up was the Bossberg track. It's from northeastern Washington, near the Canadian border. And I picked that up in Santa Cruz at the Felton Bigfoot Discovery Center. And that one has always been important to me, because that's pretty much telling me that this is a real animal that is out there in the forests. These were made in 1969. They were first found near a garbage dump. And the left foot was 17.5 inches long, and the right foot was 16.5. And the reason why the right foot was a little shorter was because it was crippled. It was kind of like arched, like a crescent kind of shape. And you can see that in the prints that I sent you.
Right. Right now I have the number 2 photo that's up, that's showing the 2 plaster prints.
Yeah.
Now
one of them's a hand, isn't it?
That's what I'm looking at too. Is the top one a hand?
Like
there's no handprints in these involved, but those are something else I picked up. You know, the late Grover Krantz, he was one of the first people to start investigating Bigfoot. He went up to Bossberg, and he actually saw these prints for himself. They were made in snow. There was pretty big tracks. There's over 1,000 tracks that they followed.
Wow!
And they took pictures of the whole trackway and everything, so it looks pretty real. And they were a tightrope type of pattern, because that's how they usually find them, in a tightrope, a straight line. And he concluded that if they were fake, that the person who fabricated them would have to have a superior knowledge of anatomy, because this is the knowledge that you would require to make these.
Right.
Go beyond just anybody.
Right.
And if you look on the bulge out there, there's a part on the left side where the 2 parts stick out.
Right.
If that was a human track, it would be set farther back. But meaning if they were the way they are right now, in the middle, it would mean that they would have to require. It means that they're carrying a large amount of weight to be right in the middle.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Evenly distribute the weight, so that nobody would know that.
Oh,
and
I see what you're
each
saying.
footprint was different. The toes were different on each print that was made in the snow. Some had 4 prints or toes, and some had 5. And it was because one of them was pointed up, so it didn't always touch the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't make that with some kind of wooden. Imprinter.
So basically, you're saying
it was misidentified as a clubfoot,
mm-hmm.
but Dr. Meldrum even examined these, and he said that it's not clubfoot. It's called metatarsus abductus, meaning that it has lesions on its spinal cord that causes deformity in the leg. So he said that these were pretty convincing too, and it would make sense, because if they were found near a garbage dump, if there was a Bigfoot that was crippled, he wouldn't be able to hunt. So he'd have to go to a reliable food source. And at the dump, you'd find a reliable food source.
Yep, that makes sense.
They see Bigfoots in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, around the dump all the time. I wonder if it is something wrong with it.
They're
There's
not
several
able
pictures
to
of it up there.
Not able to hunt, and so I can see.
It doesn't look like if he had a clubfoot, he wasn't able to hunt. So he would have to go to find the trash cans to look for food,
right,
so he could stay alive.
Yeah, and these creatures, excuse me, are very, very huge. Okay, we're talking between 500 and 1,000 pounds, depending on how.
They need a lot.
So they need a lot of protein, a lot of food, and they're gonna do anything and everything that they have to survive.
You know what I always wondered, like a few times over my lifetime, and it's like this. We watched we didn't watch it, but we could hear the Bigfoot. We knew he was there, and then he took off through the woods, and he was running, I don't know, full steam ahead. It was total black, no moon or anything, and he was crashing through there. And then the next day, we went and tried to go where he went, and you couldn't even walk in there. And this guy ran through there in like 20 seconds, right? Like a quarter of a mile through this brush that we couldn't even walk through. And I was thinking, man, you know, when I see these mangled up feet, I'm thinking maybe they mangle them up when they're running through all that stuff. You know, I mean, how you'd have to break toes, and I mean, there's so much debris in there. We couldn't even walk. I mean, how could he run through it like that?
And you know, there are tree limbs and sticks pointing upward. You know, those things are going to go right through a foot.
You'd think it would.
You would think it would.
Yeah.
You know, now I don't know how tough the skin is, and I'm thinking it's got to be extremely hard because this is, you know, they walk around barefoot
in the snow
and everything.
Yeah.
So,
Dr. Meldrum has found that he has found some of the tracks with scars on them from being cut up and stuff. And he said if they were real, that they, in order to heal, they would curl up. The pattern on the bottom of the foot would curl up to heal. And all the tracks had that curl up that he was looking for.
Oh,
so
wow. So they do probably get,
so they get living creatures out there.
They get damaged when they're running through all that junk in the woods, you know, that we can't walk through.
Yep.
That's amazing.
So that's what got me interested in this whole subject. That was pretty convincing to me that something's out there.
Yeah.
And it's big.
Very big. So.
Well, it was pretty cool that the last week when we were out there and we were getting the haulers and the knocks and stuff. That was pretty cool. You know,
all right.
So it was the last week.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks ago, right? Yeah. So okay, I got the last photograph up there. It is the Sasquatch Mystery Exhibit, and that's going on in.
Yeah.
Where's that at? What's going on there?
That's in the Dalles, Oregon. That's just east of Portland.
The
along the Columbia River Gorge. It's at the Columbia Gorge Discovery Center. It's pretty good. I haven't heard much about it, but when I saw it, I said, hey, you got to get people out there. It's actually an exhibit that contains all the scientific research and evidence to date on Bigfoot.
Wow.
And it's all this stuff from Christopher Murphy. He's from Vancouver, British Columbia. It's his collection. It contains audio, footprints, hand casts, sighting reports, newspaper reports. There's comparative skulls in there and artist renditions of what they believe it to look like.
Now,
he started his collection in 2000, and he's letting them let people see this exhibit, and it's pretty rare for people a museum to actually have us.
I was going to say,
Bigfoot museum.
Is this something that he takes around, or is this just a collection of what he has, and all of a sudden he decided to, put it out?
It sounds like it's the first time that it's actually been displayed. It's only going to be there until February 28th. So if you can't make it down there, you can also go to SasquatchCanada.com, and you can take a virtual tour of the museum.
I'm going to do that.
And you can see all the stuff that he had displayed, and with explanations of what it is, and Dr. Meldrum talking about the evidence that was presented and all that stuff. So it's pretty good. I went through half of it already.
What's the website again?
A lot of good stuff.
What's the website for that?
Yeah, what's the website?
The website is SasquatchCanada.com.
Okay, I'll put that on the website tonight on ParanormalCentral.net.
Okay,
so that everybody can click over there. That's cool.
Right on.
It looks like Patty's footprints and Patty in the background back there. Man,
very cool. Yeah. All right, Danny. Before you go, I want to talk about what happened yesterday. For those who don't know, now I'm not going to say what company he works for. Let's just say Danny works in that area and a delivery type of employment. That's okay. I'm not going to say where or what. I mean, it could be a trucking service or something, but I'm not going to say. Anyways, you went to this location and you email or you text me back that
found something.
Yeah, you found something, and go ahead and explain to everybody, because I took those pictures that you sent me and I got them right here, and I'm gonna put them up really quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in the Fresno area and you're going down 99 and you're going between Cedar and North Avenue, you'll see a giant mound of dirt there, and it's a trash yard. That's where everybody's trash goes.
Yeah, Alan and I were talking about that, and it used to be the dump, Fresno County dump.
It was called Orange Avenue Dump, right?
Yeah.
Now it's a transfer station. You know what I mean? They don't dump anything in the ground right there anymore.
Okay, well, I'm going to post right now from a distance, is the entrance of this location, which is at Cedar. It's on Cedar, right? 3,
Yeah, it's on
4,
Cedar,
5,
99.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 7, or whatever. But it happens to be, I guess, it's like the picnic area, right?
Yeah, it's a picnic area right up front of the office.
Okay. And oops, I'll put the screen up. That would help. All right. And right now, what I got a picture of is that I went to Google Earth. Oh, actually, no, he did. And then he sent me some snapshots. And what it is,
You can't see it. You can't really see it in the.
right, on this one you can't see it, but what I'm going to do is I'm showing everybody from a distance, from higher up, from several miles over the top, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up now the up close and personal shot. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to point to everybody where the symbols are woven. And you said they're woven onto the top of the roof. Now, so the roof is like bamboo, or what is it made out of? You know, I mean, could you tell what it's made out of? You there?
Did we lose you, Danny?
Yeah, we lost him.
Lost Danny.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, all we got to do is talk about
Now,
Freemasonry
now that's my 24-hour UFO hotline, you guys. So if we're like talking to somebody that has some important information, and then all of a sudden, see what happened? We just got cut off.
And who gets cut off nowadays? I mean, we got 4G network, right? There's no such thing as dropping a call.
Right? Are you there?
Yeah, they kicked me off.
They just sure did, didn't they?
Mhm.
Girl, reckon. Okay, now what we're doing right now is I'm zooming in on the top of the roof, guys, and I'm circling with a pointer. All right, you can see right there. I'm thinking it's the Illuminati right there sign, and I don't know if you can see me. I don't know if you're on live stream right now, Danny, because you saw this. Okay, is this what I'm circling right now? Is that the compass?
That's where the circle is. The compass is a little lower at the very tip, where the little triangle is.
Oh, I see it.
Inside
Where?
that little triangle is the
Oh, and the
Freemason symbol.
triangle. Oh, and then they got that umbrella right there, right?
Yeah.
So what you're saying then is the
So there is another symbol right where you're circling,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know what that is. It's a giant circle that has a weird symbol in it, but I wasn't able to see what that was.
Okay.
It's all blurred out on this, so I can't.
Now,
really tell.
now, don't you guys find it kind of odd that I'm going down and I'm trying to zoom in, but the closer you get, it looks like they physically went in and blurred these out on purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of does, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
You can't even see the Freemason symbol down at the
No,
bottom.
I
where
can't.
the
I would,
triangle is
yeah,
at the very bottom.
I would have never known it's there unless you pointed it out. Now, go directly to the left of the umbrella to that tower. Okay, and you see that tower right there at the very top, that obelisk type of pyramid-looking thing. You see it?
What the heck?
You see it right there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I noticed that. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice that.
See, it's right there. It's the obelisk type of. It's like the monument. It's right there. Ooh.
And there's got to be a reason why it was all shaped like that too.
I mean, look
You
at the
do-
top. It's a freaking obelisk.
It's all symbolism.
Yes, absolutely.
You do know that I learned this a long time ago in the 70s, that all garbage things that have anything to do with garbage
Uh-huh.
are ran by some of the richest people in the world. Because everybody has garbage. It's like the biggest money maker. And now they figured out how to make you and me recycle stuff. And we separate it for them and everything. They used to have to pay people.
Mm-hmm.
And now you put it in the blue bin and the green bin and the gray bin. And they make more money off it.
Wow.
It's one of the biggest money-making things. And the mob actually ran a lot of the garbage things and for a long time. I mean, it's big, big, big money.
Wow. So what I'm going to do, guys, tomorrow morning, guess where I'm going? Now, I work in this
Going
area
to the dump?
I work around this area all the time, and so does Danny. But luckily, because of my where I work and what I do, I can climb poles and stuff. Now, there are no poles in this area. But everything is buried on this area here. So I'm going to snap some photographs. I'm going to get up and personal here, guys. I am going to get up and personal, and I'm going to see what these symbols are, and I'm going to get some snapshots. Now, don't be surprised if when I go that they're going to be blocked off, or they're going to be covered, or they're going to be ripped off, because they're listening to us right now.
Yes, they are.
So this is going to be interesting and very cool to actually get in there.
You don't want to wind up with the cement shoes.
But now, you guys, take a look at the actual the shape of the eating area, or this. I mean, if you look at that, that's a triangle. Okay, that's a triangle. From up above, that looks like, you know, the compass, like the Illuminati, the Mason. You know what I'm saying? It's just a triangle or a boomerang. Okay. I mean, there's so much symbolism right there, and that's very cool. Are you there, Danny, or did they shoot you already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So this is very cool.
There's a giant pyramid in Fresno.
Yeah, and you know what? I've always noticed that there is a giant pyramid there, but you know, I wasn't around back then when it was starting to get built of all the junk, and all of a sudden now you have a giant pyramid in Fresno, and there it is, but it's just junk.
I wonder how close it is to the actual size of the real one. I've always wondered that.
Ooh.
It might be close. You used to have a road that went up.
Actually, it's still there.
The road that drives around.
There's a road going to the top.
Yeah.
You used to watch the garbage trucks go all the way up.
You
and
know
dump
what?
Up there,
From Google Earth, you can actually, or map, or a direction map, you can actually get the distance of it, can't you? Measure it?
Should be able to.
Oh, I think that's okay. That's going to be a project if anybody wants to do it, or Alan, go in there and get the measurements and from above and measure that.
Oh, on Google Earth.
On Google Earth, and measure it, and let's see if it comes close to any one of the pyramids.
I used to be able to go to that dump and go on it, but
can you imagine if it came out exactly the same size, you guys? Can you imagine?
That would be interesting.
That would be awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Thanks, Danny. I guess we'll talk to you next week. And if I don't see you on the road like I usually do, stop following me.
All right.
Hey, man. Tell Drez congratulations one more time. And we'll see you later, Danny.
Thanks,
okay. See ya.
See you guys.
All right.
Drez is going to be pimping his Bigfoot pendant.
See, guys,
made out of abalone shell.
Because we have people who follow us and who are now keeping their eyes open, there are things right in front of us. And if you don't know what you're looking at, it's going to pass you right by. Just like this, in plain freaking sight. All right? You know, this is, and also, too, there's this guy, he goes, his handle goes White Rabbit, and he's a Facebook friend. And there is the, that old house on Tulare Avenue, that, what is that called?
Mukes.
The Mukes building. Right in front, on both sides of Tulare, and right in front, there are obelisks about 3 or 4 feet high. And I'm thinking that's where they used to tie the horses to, because they had the ring on top, all right? But they're obelisks. They're the monument. That's what they're made. I mean, that's what they are. Now, I was working on the old part of Fresno, and on the corner of an intersection, there was another obelisk just sitting right in the corner of the intersection, made out of cement, just sitting there. And he found another one. Okay, and we're starting to find these things all over Fresno. So we got pictures and stuff. I didn't put them up, but really, and this is what we're finding in Fresno. Why in Fresno? I bet you they're all over the place in all the other cities. Except you guys just have to keep your eyes open and look for them. Fresno is one of those cities that we believe the Mason is very deep.
Man, I wonder if we should check Kearney Park.
That would be another one. Now, he was even telling me that there's something going on underneath Kearney Park, and I don't know where he got this information from.
I've heard of that back in the 70s. I worked with the sheriff department.
Mm-hmm.
I was an explorer scout.
Uh-huh.
And they would have these functions out there, and we'd go direct traffic and park cars.
Uh-huh.
And I was talking to an old deputy. I mean, he was like from the old school deputy guys, about to retire, and he was telling me there was something under there.
Really?
Yeah, and we were standing there all day long.
What was he telling you? Like what?
He never did say. He was just saying, "Did you know there's like an underground thing underneath Kearney?"
Holy smokes!
And he said it was haunted too. He was trying to scare me on that one.
Now, you have to also think that maybe this is one of the reasons why they didn't let Donald Trump build his multi-million-dollar.
Is that where that was?
It was going to be just down the street.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, just down the street.
So then he might have dug into whatever was like under there. Because I've been told there's other stuff underneath the courthouse.
That's what I've heard too.
And now I've been in the tunnels that go from the jail, both jails, the new one and the old one, and back and forth from the sheriff department. But I heard there was more down lower.
Wow.
But only no access to it. You know what I mean? There's these fences with gates on it, and you can see the elevator over there, like a freight elevator, but you can't get in it. I mean, I don't even know anybody that's ever been in there.
What's going on here in Fresno, you guys? We have something major going on.
But I mean, just only down a little bit is the parking garage, and that goes down how many levels?
Yeah,
like 5. 5 or 6 levels.
Oh, this is
so,
exciting.
I mean, it could be a lot of levels.
Yeah, a lot of levels, and it probably interconnect with whatever underneath the Fresno airport too. And I'm thinking
it could
easy. God, okay, there's something major going on here, you guys.
Be prepared to be cut off. No.
All right, that's awesome. Okay, all right. Since we're talking about, well, anyway, that's pretty much what we had to talk about as far as the Illuminati and the Masons and stuff. All right, now, what I want to talk about is what happened, I believe it was on Wednesday or Thursday of this past week. I got a call, and a lot of people who follow me on Facebook know that we had a sighting of a UFO possible landing in Dinuba, California. For those who don't know where Dinuba is, it is southeast of Fresno. It's a small town. Actually, it's a pretty good-sized town now. And it's out there near the foothills.
Like 40 people.
No, it's way bigger than that. And I got a Facebook message from the wife of a guy, of her husband actually, and she is a Facebook friend. He is not. And she actually Facebooked me and said, my husband was coming home from work, and this was like a little after 7, and said he was getting on a main road of a shortcut that he just took, and all of a sudden he saw some lights. And the first light that he saw from a distance, and it was a bright light on the street, and he said it was arcing. He said it looked like a transformer that was arcing lightning. And what he did is he stopped the vehicle and he started taking photographs with his cell phone. The first one was a distance, and what I'm going to do right now is I sent them to the artbell.com Dark Matter Network, but it was too dark, so they're not going to put them up. I'm going to put them up right now on my site. And again, they're awfully dark, so I'm just going to have to describe to you what he witnessed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you the story first, okay, and then I'm going to rant a little bit afterwards. So anyways, he stops his vehicle, still in his vehicle, starts taking photographs through his windshield. Now, the first photograph that I'm going to put up right now, and again, this is actually from a distance, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom in with on how I can do it on my end here. And, a lot of people were going, well, that's a car. That's a car coming towards him. He's on the road. You can see the street. You can see the yellow line in the middle of the street. But if you look very carefully at what he was witnessing, and I'm going to zoom in on the actual object, it looks like headlights, but the only problem with that is that you see an arc coming from the right-hand side. It looked like something that's arcs, and that's what he said it looked like. It looked like that the object was arcing, and he said this thing was not on the road. It was off on the side of the road. All right. And so he wasn't moving. He pretty much stayed. All right. And he started taking more pictures. And he's freaking out. This is what the wife is telling me. And so he takes more pictures. He took 4 photographs. One was completely black. It was this one here. And then the next one, what I'm going to show you next is, I think he's what he's doing is getting closer. I think he's driving now and he's getting a little bit closer to the object. Okay, so now I'm going to open this up a little bit more here. But on this next photograph, what you are looking at is there's a bright object to the left in the orange fields, but you still see arcing in the middle of the street. And how do I know it's the middle of the street? If you look very closely, you can still see the yellow dotted line in the middle of the street, sort of kind of to the right of the arc. You have to look very carefully, but it's there. It looks like lightning hitting the street from above. Now, if you look to the left, there's a very, very, very bright light happening. Now, Alan and I took a trip over there Saturday afternoon because everybody was bugging us. It's probably a house. It's probably a street light because the next picture I'm going to show you has some color in it as far as light goes. But right now we're going to stay on this one. And Alan and I went out there. And I got the guy on the phone, and he directed us to exactly where this was at. And we found the spot. There are orange fields and a very big empty field. Okay, there are no transformers around. All right, there are no houses around this area at all.
There's
no stoplights in this area. There are no street lamps in this area. All right. Now, what the heck is going on here?
There's really nothing. There was nothing there that can make that bright of a light on the side of that picture right there. I mean, that is really, really bright.
Yes.
Now it's not a headlight because it's like huge.
Yeah. Now Danny said, well, as he was probably taking photographs and had the flash on. Well, I talked to him and he didn't have the flash on. He was just taking photographs without any flash because he was like really, really, scared and stressing, and he just started taking photo after photo after photo. All right, so he took this photograph, and then he continued to take photographs. I'm going to go to the next photograph here. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on this one. And then he captures this green light. Now, I'm going to back off a little bit. You can still see the road right here on the left-hand side of this next photograph. Let me bring in this right here, like about that, okay? Now, after he looked at the photographs, what was really blowing him away is that he didn't see a green light when he took the photograph. Okay, that wasn't there. Now, if you look at, now this is through the windshield, mind you, okay? Now, when you look also at the street, right there on the left-hand side, you notice the yellow lines. They're wavy. Now, Danny even mentioned, well, then it was because you took the photograph through the windshield. That's how the wavy of the street, that's how it came out. Well, I tried doing it myself and I couldn't reproduce that. I tried moving the camera up and down, taking photographs. Well, and there wasn't there isn't a in the windshield where if you look at it, it's going to be wavy per se. So I don't know how that happened. Now, if you look or if you read and if you do research on past UFO sightings or encounters or landings, there's always depending on the craft, there's always a disturbance in the field. All right, magnetic, depending on the type of mechanism driving this particular vehicle. It's something that we're not familiar with. If it's it could be radioactive radiation involved. Also, a lot of heat could be coming off this particular craft. And if it's a lot of heat, well, then that would definitely cause the road in front to be wavy. Because if you are, as a kid or just as an adult, if you're outside in the summer, 100 over 105, 110, and if you're looking down the street and you notice that the heat coming off the pavement and you notice it's wavy because it's just the heat coming off. Well, this is what this looks like right here. but he actually got a photograph of it. But the only problem is it's at nighttime, and it's not hot. It's probably 60s, 50s, right around there. But yet, the road is wavy, and you can tell by the yellow lines. All right, now, can you see that? Yeah, right? You're okay?
Yeah, my camera, when I go to take a picture, when it's looking to focus, a little green light comes on. I wonder if that's what that is. I mean, it doesn't. I'm not taking away from the wavy.
Right.
But only, what if it came on and hit the windshield? And when you're getting ready to take a picture, a little green light comes on and it does like a focus thing, right?
He's a cell phone, though.
Some of them have it.
Really? Okay, I'll find out what type of cell phone, cell phone he has.
Because my Android phone has that little green thing, and it'll come on and light up for a second, and then it's the autofocus thing.
Really? Because my iPhone doesn't have that.
I mean, it just hit me when I was sitting there looking at it, like, man, that looks like the color of the cell phone light on my cell phone.
Okay, I'll look into that.
But only that doesn't still take away from
the wavy of the road, which again, it could be because of the camera. I don't know.
See, and then there's another thing, a part of the story. He said he never goes to work that way. Right. So something told him to go a different way to work. This is something that as investigators, not people that read internet stories. Right. Investigators, we find that we get told a lot by people that have especially abductions, that they all of a sudden have a gut feeling to turn left and go a different way. They'll either have a sighting or be abducted or both. Right. So, I mean, just only that right there gives credibility to the story to me.
Right. Now, when I broke this on my Facebook wall, when you're trying to explain to everybody on Facebook what exactly happened, it is extremely hard unless I'm doing it right now in front of you. When the husband got home, because at that point in time, after the incident happened, he called her wife, his wife, really quick and started explaining to her what had happened. He was only 10 minutes away, and he's freaking out, okay? Another thing is he's Spanish speaking. He has broken English. So after he got off the phone with her, she right away texted me, Jeff, my husband had something just happened to him, and it's pretty weird. As soon as he gets home, I'll give you more information. So I waited around. I got home. He got home, and right away she sent me 4 photographs, and it was these 3 that I showed you tonight, plus 1 that just came out pure black.
What was the street? It was 109?
109 in Nebraska.
Okay.
Yeah. So the incident happened on Nebraska Avenue. Now, what happened is I also then texted her back and said, I want to speak to him right now. And she said, he just got in the shower, so I will let him know to call you afterwards. So I waited like 10, 15 minutes. Then she sent me a message that he got upset at me because I sent you the photographs. And I said, what? And they go, yeah. And, he got upset. He didn't want anybody to know about it. For one thing, then I explained to her, I go, well, does he believe in this stuff? And she responded back, no, he does not believe in any of this stuff. And that's why he's in shock right now. He's just blown away on what he witnessed. He doesn't know what he witnessed, but he described to her. So I explained to her, please try to get him to call me. And we went around for about half an hour. Finally, he decided, okay, I'll give him a call. He actually called me, and I talked to him for about 20, 25 minutes. I didn't speak Spanish. I was, speaking to him in Spanish, and he knew some English, so, we were going back and forth. And he explained to me exactly what went down. He says he goes home every day on another route, but for some reason he took this route, and he said he had a gut feeling something was going to happen, and he didn't know what, but he took it anyways. And I said, okay, whoa. So right away I thought, okay, missing time. I asked him, what time do you leave work? He gave me the time, 7:15 or whatever. I said, well, what time did you get home? About 7:40. 7:20. So it takes him about 15-20 minutes to get home every day, and it took the same amount of time to get home that night, just like other nights. So right away I said, okay, well, maybe there is no missing time, so I don't think there was any abduction involved. But we don't know that. We don't know. And Alan and I were talking.
Like we talked about.
Right.
Sometimes these people get taken, and these entities are time travelers. I mean, they can take you out, you'll be gone 2 hours, and then bring you back almost at the same moment that you left, and you will have no memory of it whatsoever.
Right.
But only you'll have your pictures.
Yep.
And
Yep.
stuff.
So right now he's still pretty much in shock. He doesn't know what he saw, and he's still freaking out. And nothing has happened to him since then. And this was only like about 3 or 4 days ago. So like I said, Alan and I decided to go to that location. I took a video of the area. I got out of my truck. I put my cell phone up, and I took a 360 video, and I went all the way around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post that on my Facebook wall after the show tonight so you can see the area. Now, on the way there, coming up Nebraska, going eastbound, I looked over to my right, and I noticed some objects on this hill.
Yeah, maybe Ito knows what they are.
And I turned to Alan. I go, "Look, Alan," and he's looking, and he goes, "What the hell are those?" Okay. What we found were some more ruins, you guys. Right where this so-called sighting occurred, not more than a mile down, we found some ruins. And what I did is I took some pictures from the road. They're on a hill, so it's very hard to see them from the distance. But I'm going to, I'm putting the first one up. You can't see it; it's pretty dark. But what this is, it's round, and it's a wall of rocks in a round circle on this hill.
And it's open.
And it's open on top.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the height of it.
It's like Ito. It's right down.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to
Nebraska.
Yeah, it's called. It's
like
in a
west of 109
it's
or
in
104.
It's in a town called Dina, Dina, which I've never heard of it. But the girl said, "Oh yeah, that's in Dina."
Right across from Smith Cemetery.
Yeah, there's a cemetery there. Now, so what I did is I took another snapshot from Google, and that way for you guys who want to go to Google right now, you can, because I am putting it up. I'm not going to hide this particular ruin because I want to find out what it is. All right.
We're not sure if it's a ruin, but it is really out of place.
Out of place. It's made out of stone, out of rocks, in a circular pattern. Okay, so you have Road 101 and then Nebraska. And it's right here on this hill. There's two of them. So what I did is I took a snapshot there. So all you people who want to take a look, this is in California, near Dinuba, California, in Nebraska and Avenue 109. But this is actually Road 100 and Nebraska Avenue. It is on the southwest corner. So there it is right there. Let me
you can
zoom.
actually see him in the middle of that field.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I took another snapshot closer, which is this one.
Yeah, you can see that the cemetery is on the right side, and then actually to the north there's a mountain, and along the road along Nebraska there's these rock walls, and it looks like somebody busted them down at one time, and there's only little sections of them still standing, and that's right across the street from these round wall things.
Right. Now, these, I want to say, are probably
we haven't posted this on Facebook yet. We're just now breaking this, and
yeah.
I'll even put it on the paranormalcentral.net later. And I don't even know if we sent this to the Art Bell Network.
Actually, this Art Bell right now has these photographs.
Okay, so you could go to
artbell.com
and you can get them
at the Dark Matter, and we have these there. He did publish these, and you can see them. We are breaking these right now. We don't know now. I talked to the wife, And I said, do you know what these are? And I explained to her, and she says, oh, in Dina, yeah, we've seen those. Her husband works with an older gentleman in the 60s, and he said when they were younger, they used to swim in these. So and like I don't
water
know,
storage.
But you guys, when you guys see these up close, if you get a chance to go there, or when you get on Google Earth, somehow you can go to 3D and you can see them from the side. These are rock walls, like ruined rock walls in a circular motion, in a circular pattern. I can't see anybody putting water in this because it's going to leak out. You follow me? Not unless they were mortared in.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Now, could they have used these to store water with? Could be. But they look really, really old.
Well, if you swim in them, like if that's your drinking water, you wouldn't want people swimming in them.
Right. Now, but...
At least I wouldn't.
But as kids...
I wouldn't even want them open, really.
But as kids, though, let's just say the older gentleman said as kids, they used to get in there and swim around. Maybe when it rained, it could store water, but that water would be yucky to swim in, I think. Wouldn't it? I mean...
I don't know.
But that's just my theory, my thought. These were huge. These things are not small. They're about 50 feet by 50 feet. I mean,
they might even be bigger than that.
Bigger than that. The walls...
And they're actually on top of a hill.
Yeah, that's a hill there. And that's why, it looks very out of place and very old. It just, again, we're investigating a UFO sighting, and then we come across these weird ruins, just like North Fresno weird ruins, you guys. All right?
And funny is I Googled the Smith Cemetery and the little town of Dina, I think it's called, or Diner or whatever, and there's nothing. It's old. I mean, really old. Like, goes back to the early 1800s, but there's nothing about it.
No history on the internet or anything, huh?
Yeah, I mean, all it talks about is who's buried in the actual cemetery,
which is across the street.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now, what I wanted to get at, and obviously I told everybody that we were going to talk about this story. Now, I mentioned that I wanted to rant a little bit. There are people out there who follow us who really get on our nerves. And what I mean by that is that they try to put down everything we put up and try to debunk everything we put up right away. We're not just talk show hosts, all right? If you want to call us that. We're investigators. We've been doing investigations for a long time. When I placed these photographs on my Facebook wall, I gave a narrative what each one was about. But obviously, it's not going to be completely to the point, like if you weren't there. I talked to the person that this occurred to on the phone for 25 minutes. I am not going to place anything on my wall unless I think it is important enough for you guys to look at and to be aware of. That green light that was up there, many people said that was a stoplight, a green light at an intersection. All right. Why would I go and put a street light on my Facebook wall and tell you that was part of a UFO possible abduction or landing? Do you think I'm going to be stupid enough to do that, guys? All right. Obviously, I did my homework before I placed anything on my wall. It's not a green stoplight.
Did it?
What?
Did our live feed go down?
Let me see.
I don't know, but we're still broadcasting on
Art Bell. Yeah, hold on. Let me see. Control bar right there. No, it looks good here.
Yeah. See, everybody has to realize we really do go out and investigate these things. I mean, we drive around, we take pictures, we try to recreate it, and we're, like we talk to
people,
a lot of people, abductees, experiencers, people that seen Bigfoot, people that seen UFOs, and after a while, you get a sense that if they're telling you the truth or not, and And these guys were telling the truth.
Right. Now, are we on?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. This computer keeps screwing up, so I have no idea.
okay.
Like 1 minute I'm on, next minute I'm off. It looks like it's restarting to me. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even have the chat anymore.
Actually, my wife just popped in the window and said something. I don't know what she said, actually. Hold on. Yeah, we're still on. So, okay. So, what I'm trying to get at is for the people who want to debunk every single thing that I placed on my wall, who want to criticize everything I placed on my wall, get off my wall. Defriend me, all right? If this is not if this is what you want to do, I don't want you my friend. Okay? I am what we do here is we are trying to find the coolest stuff to show you guys. And if I think it's legit, well, then I'm going to put it on my wall. But, for people, again, who don't believe in this stuff and who want to criticize everything we do, I'm tired of it. There was this one, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, King Thor, all right? For the longest time, this guy has been, for those who know who King Thor is, he calls himself UFO hunter. He's been filming UFOs for the longest time over his house in Fresno. And he's been doing this for years and years and years, all right? Lately, he has started to really come at us hardcore. And I don't know why. He's, he seems to think that we are taking the limelight from him, which we're not. For all those who know us, I have brought a lot of notoriety to him by bringing reality shows, by bringing the newscast, news reporters to him. He has been on a lot of TV, and I'm going to say because of us.
Yeah, he's even sold videos.
Oh, he sold videos, okay. All right, so...
I think he's just jealous.
Yeah, okay, so...
Maybe we should bring him in the studio every week.
No, I don't think so.
Put him down with the camera. And
no, I don't think so. No, that ain't going to happen. So, on this particular case, that light in the far distance with the arcing coming out of it, he said it was a car. He said, how stupid are we to place that picture on there because it looks like a car to him. You guys are idiots for doing that. That's what he's calling us. You guys are stupid. All right? And I'm going, dude, do you think I would have placed that on there if I thought it was a car? Now, I've talked to the witness, and then for one thing, there's an arc coming off of that object. He said he was the only vehicle out there, so it wasn't a car. And there's other things that he said, and I pretty much got tired of it. So we pretty much blocked him completely from ever communicating with us on Facebook. Well, me anyways. Now, he's probably listening to us right now and watching us on the live stream. There's nothing I can do about that, so be it. But
he's cussing you out in chat.
Okay.
No,
so, and that goes for everyone else out there. Wait until you hear the full story before you start to criticize the story. All right, guys? That's all I ask.
Well,
Well, not even that. Just be smart about your criticizing. Don't,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
you said.
a lot of people are being idiots because they're not using their common sense. Like a street light, all right? Somebody said, oh, that's a street light. And it's a good friend of ours, too. He said, oh, that's a street light. Anybody can do that. It's a green light. And, if you knew and did your homework where I told you the location was, Nebraska and 109, you would have gone to Google Earth and you would have looked around that location before you opened your mouth and said it was a street light. Simple as that. All right? Use your head, guys. Matter of fact, a lot of people on the Facebook wall who was watching these people were saying, you guys are idiots. Simple as that. So knock it off. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, but only, as you become more known.
Yeah.
And the fame gets more widespread, be prepared for hundreds of these.
Yeah. And it's starting to happen.
You're going to have to like totally ignore it, and actually, what happens with me is my friends come to my rescue. I don't say anything, and then the people in the chat in the Facebook they protect me. They're my protectors. They're my Facebook angels.
There are some guys who were doing that here, but from now on, I'm going to pretty much give everybody who's on my Facebook wall the authority to go after these guys.
So that big old roar was just the jets taking off. Did you hear it?
Oh, those roars right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're coming over here. They're zooming in. They're going to come and like imp.
Okay.
They're
So,
gonna
all
imp
right.
the studio.
So that's basically what I wanted to get at, is because you guys who are trying to debunk these things, use your head, because you guys are making yourselves look like fools. Really, you guys are. I'm serious. You guys are. All right? And maybe King Thor, maybe that's one of the reasons why you got cut out from the UFO chasing UFOs. Okay? By calling the host of the show, boy, you look like Steve Tyler from Aerosmith. And you told that to a girl.
And she was cute too. She
And
don't look like him.
you don't do that, dude. You just don't do that. And you wondered why they cut you out? Really? All right. So I said my piece.
That was Ranch Jeff for the evening.
You're lucky. That's all I'm saying. But okay.
Next time, this is what I told him that we'll do is, instead of doing it on the air, because mostly all this stuff happens on Facebook, we're going to come in the studio and cut a video, a rant video, and then we're going to upload it to Facebook. Right. And then we're really going to bag on them and say names and everything, Maybe even put their picture up with
I feel
wanted,
better.
Go
God.
after this person.
God, I feel better. Okay. All right. Thank you for listening, you guys. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. And I know it's ticking off a lot of you guys out there who follow us. I know it is ticking off you guys a big time, because you guys say that. You guys say, why do you still have this guy as friends? Why? And you're right. So it's gonna. I'm gonna put a stop to it now. So all right. I hope I really didn't turn away anybody by doing that. Okay.
They all said they're leaving. All 140 of them.
So I again, I know it's not professional, but I hear rants on radio stations all the time. People rant all the time, and it's because of ignorant people.
Well, we could be ranting on Obamacare, but we're not.
Oh, please, can we?
Uh-oh. Everyone wants to get involved
You know
there.
what? There is something cool. I mean, it might be bad, but I think it's good, kinda. I mean, I don't know. The trade-off might be bad.
What's that?
California just passed a thing, or they passed it a while ago, but on January 14th, if you don't have a job and you don't have any money and you cannot pay, you get medical care and dental care and eye care. And if you have a job and say like you're at Walmart and they say, oh man, Obamacare came in and we're cutting your hours to part-time so that we can we don't have to give you medical care, you can go and get, I don't know if it's expensive or not, but you can buy it through California in the California Care thing. And I want everybody to know that's in California, if you're suffering right now, I suffer from pain a lot. It's something called RSD, reflex sympathetic dystrophy. Look that one up, you'll freak. But anyways, if you're suffering and you need medical care or dental care or eye care, go get it. It's free right now for the people that don't have any money. Now, I can't speak for the ones that do have money, and I feel sorry for all the people that has a job and
That work and get screwed over and have to pay out of our pockets. Okay, I'm done.
Well, I mean, it's always been like that. Like, I used to buy for the casinos. I was the executive that bought the insurance for the 300 employees, and every year, because say the security guard's wife had arthritis, and she would get these shots in her knee, and it was $5,000 a shot. And
Ouch.
like every month she had to get one shot in her knee. Well, and it would happen like for 4 months, right? everybody's insurance went up the next year. And I had to renegotiate the whole policy and everything because of that one person's wife. All 300 people suffered. And I don't know how all that is now. I haven't done this now for, 12 years. I haven't negotiated insurance, but I have to say, right now for the people that are poor, there is free care, and they better go get it before something happens.
Okay. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Last week we were on for about 20, 25 minutes, and then we got cut off because of that car accident not too far away from our house here, and which knocked out our service. And we were out, and we didn't get our internet service until about 7 hours later. So we lost an hour and a half of stuff we wanted to talk about last week. And one of the major things we wanted to talk about was the Monsters and Mysteries episode.
Wait. Before we get into that, there's something really important. I mean, this is really important.
Uh-oh.
Breaking news coming off of the chat right now. All the guys are saying, "Hi, Emerald."
Hi.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, she's so cute.
But she'll never see me.
Maybe we'll put a camera. No.
That's coming. So, all right. So, Monsters and Mysteries. Let's talk about that. For all those who saw the episode, Alan and I were extremely happy how it came out. Extremely happy. Out of 100%, we're about 90%, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm 99.
99?
I mean,
Okay.
They only got a couple of things that
Right.
they didn't do right.
Well, one of the major
They
things...
never got anything wrong. They just put it out of order.
Yeah, that, and see, for those who don't know, when we did the interviews for Monsters and Mysteries, they actually came to Fresno and we shot it here. But when they did the reenactments and got the actors and all that, that was done back at their home site in Virginia on the East Coast. We were not there at all. So we were not able to show them or let them know what they were doing wrong or how, their sequence of incidents occurred. They pretty much got it down pretty damn good. All right. But what they goofed on, and I don't know if they meant to do this or not, but the window.
The way they made
the way
picture
they made
look.
the face look on the window was wrong.
But see, a lot of people at my house still can't see it.
You can't see it.
So they were just putting their spin of what they see.
Right, right.
And I think he is too in chat. Justin Bieber, like Reptile. Did you guys see the one with his eyes go?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry I got off track. We're back to the windows.
So
next show.
Yeah.
So okay, we're already at. We got 35 minutes, and then we're going to be done with. So we better hurry. We got a lot to talk about still. But yeah, we were really happy on the actual show. I was expecting after the show aired to get thrashed by everyone in the Bigfoot community. Yeah. And I mean, there's a lot of people who know who we are, who know about the story, that when we came out in 2011 and did the press conference and went on many radio shows to give our 2 cents, a lot of people still were saying, we hoaxed it, we have no windows, nothing happened, you guys are just doing this for money and fame, and that was it. And we got hammered in 2011. Yeah. We were waiting.
It's a really good story, but you guys,
it didn't happen.
Come on, yeah.
We have been waiting this long for somebody to come around and to tell it like it actually happened. Nobody knew, or nobody took the time to read the story that we had on the website for 3 years. That how many people were involved, the trees, the branches that were left on the road, that none of the food was taken out of my truck, that there were actually knuckle prints on the windows and the thumbs were on the door. Bears do not have knuckles and thumbprints that reach to the door. All right? None of the food was taken out of the back of my truck. Therefore, we don't think it was a bear. Lauren Coleman said it was a homeless person. Lauren Coleman, you really need to go and do some research before you make a claim like that. Huffington Post made fun of you for saying it was a homeless person. Lee Spiegel interviewed you and was laughing at Lauren Coleman for making that comment. That's what I mean. Seriously, Lee Spiegel told me when he called me on the phone. He goes, I was laughing at Lee. He goes, Lauren Coleman, are you sure you want to make that? Want to say that because I'm going to quote you. And Lauren Coleman said, yes, it was a homeless person who did the impressions on the window. All right.
Well, this Destination America, when they came, and we couldn't talk about it. We were under a non-disclosure agreement.
Right.
They let us. I mean, they let us or encouraged us. I mean, that lady was the producer was pulling the story out. I mean, she wanted every single detail. I mean, they put that it rained and we got wet in the tent. I mean,
which happened.
It really did happen. And I mean, they added details that most people wouldn't even care about.
Right.
But that's what makes the story.
Yes.
Really.
Yes. And I was getting that day when we were on the air and it was playing on TV, and people were actually casting the East Coast feed on the dish or satellite. People were texting me going, dude, I am never going camping again.
Yeah. Oh, man, I got that too. Only I want to make one thing really clear. It's not my research team. Okay, I got a bunch of messages like, isn't that Jeffrey's research team? They're like, yeah, it is, but only they were saying it was mine.
I don't care about that.
Neither do I, but I just want to make it clear. Okay. It wasn't my team, you know. But it is now, kind of. We're like
a team. Yeah, we're a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was no big deal to me. I'm just happy that they told the story.
They told it good.
Really good, guys. Really good. It's still on demand. You can go and watch it on demand if you have Comcast, or you can go to iTunes and buy the whole episode for $2.99, which I did, and I have it right now on my iPhone, and I watch it still constantly all the time.
Hey, well, at 7:00, we're airing tonight at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. on Pacific time. Then.
Yeah.
Okay, because they're doing a marathon all day. So from what I understand, they're doing this because of us.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. They know our show finishes at 7, so the producers and directors are actually playing the episode right afterwards, so you can go and watch it. Is that cool or what? No, I'm kidding, guys. But no, it's just kind of a coincidence that that's the way it's working out, right?
Yeah. Well, the show airs, every new show airs on Sunday, so then they replay all the old shows.
That makes sense.
So we're getting a lot of airtime.
We're getting a lot of airtime. Yeah.
In fact, today I was gassing up. I had on the way to the studio, I stopped at a 7-Eleven, grab a coffee. Ooh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said 7-Eleven, but I had a gas station, and I went in and paid, and everybody was looking at me. Weird.
Well, your mug, we still have to take that mug off at the post office, dude.
Then I went out and pumped gas, and as everybody was driving away, it's weird. They're all like rubbernecking me, and that is weird. Usually you're invisible, okay? I'm invisible. I'm the invisible man. But lately, it has been really weird.
This past Saturday, we were invited... past Friday, we were invited to go talk at the Rotary Club in Sanger at the community center. And there was about 40 people there, I think.
Yeah, 40 or 50.
What I didn't know is all the people that were there were somebody very important. And what I mean by that, they were owners of businesses, the chief of police, the fire department, doctors.
Yeah.
And so what we did is we played them the episode, just the 20 minutes of us telling of our story, okay? And everybody's tripping out, right? And then afterwards, I go up and I start talking to them and explaining to them more details what happened, about the DNA, and everybody's totally tripping out. And then I even mentioned about the missing people in the Sierras, and I was looking out in the audience, and then the fire department and everybody's nodding. They're going, yeah. And everybody's totally tripping out. At the end, after we were breaking down, a gentleman comes up in a suit, and he goes, hi. And he goes, can I talk to you about the DNA? And I said, yeah. He goes, I'm a doctor. And he goes, and I know a little bit about the DNA. And I'm going, yeah, I'm pretty sure you do. And he goes, so what did the DNA come out to be? And he says, well, it came out to be human. And he goes, so they stopped right there? And I said, yeah, because he thought it was contaminated. And I said, and then after I told him, other studies that are coming out now, they're finding out that Bigfoot has human DNA in it. Now they just have to take it even further and map it out even further to see where it's coming from. And even he said that, why didn't he do that? And he said, well, because he thought it was contaminated, and he just stopped. And he goes,
and he doesn't
interesting.
believe in Bigfoot.
And he doesn't believe in Bigfoot. And he goes, interesting. And he has a smile on my face, and he's like, wow. And he walked away with a smile on his face, like, wow. So people that I know that were there are going, wow, because they didn't know this happened to us. They were so blindsided by the Monsters and Mysteries episode. And by showing them this, is like they got a clear idea of what happened to us. They were still blown away. I saw a couple of people out there who were like, had their hands on their forehead, were going, okay, come on. But a lot of the guys were like looking right at me, and they were like intrigued, and were going, wow, this is cool. So it was awesome. I know we changed a lot of minds that day at the Rotary Club, and I'm still thinking we are changing a lot of minds who have seen the episode and are like for freaking out.
Well,
and
I made a video. I got hurt. My one of my grandsons headbutted me right in my bad hip, and I thought he cracked the hip, but
ouch.
But only it kept me awake all night, and I was like reflecting on the Rotary thing and the Monsters and Mysteries thing, how they talked about the DNA, and I think a lot of people didn't really believe us about the DNA.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool how Kathy Strain came out and verified, that the Indians don't go to this valley because they reserve it for Bigfoot.
Right.
And they stay away from there. And that goes with their treaty they made about, several hundred years ago. And the person that, and I'll say his name, David Ragosi's the one, this dude's cool. And probably one of the biggest Bigfoot researchers and most knowledgeable Bigfoot person I ever met. I mean, he's right up there with the Finding Bigfoot guys. And I mean, people can say whatever they want about those guys,
mm-hmm.
but they know their Bigfoot stuff, right? And David Ragos is one of them. And that valley he found that valley by a Native American person saying, if you want to find one, go there.
Right. Exactly.
He wouldn't go there with them because the Indians won't go there, right? They reserved that for Bigfoot. Sure enough, there's a family of Bigfoot down there.
That's right.
Right?
And that's why we go there.
But I was thinking about all this, and then I thought, I have some video. I had way more video of all the stuffed animals in that place.
Mm-hmm.
But I started off, and I just put our band, the house band,
That's Tranquility.
I put their music, and I started putting pictures of when we were doing the DNA, and we actually went in there twice.
Right.
And this is the first time that we went in and did the DNA, and we were actually waiting for it to cook. It was in this little cooking machine. It had to cook for like 3 hours or something like that. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And,
If that's correct.
yeah,
Right.
and so it was like cooking, and I busted out the camera and was like showing some of the stuff, and I thought it was cool enough that I put a little video, put it on
Yes.
my Facebook page, but I will transfer that over and I'll put it on paranormalcentral.net.
I was going to say, put it on there. Definitely put it on there.
So
Now,
that everybody could look at that.
what I also talked about at the Rotary Club that I think opened up a lot of eyes, and a lot of people might not know this, but I'm going to tell you right now, which is going to definitely change a lot of minds right now. The first time we did it, it came back human, and that's when he said it was possibly human contamination.
Yeah.
So he says, okay, let's do it one more time, and let's come back, and he gave us a date and the follow another Saturday. So I come in, bring in the windows, and it was Alan, Jimmy, and I, or just you and I don't remember.
No, it was
It was
the
us
three
three.
of us again.
Okay.
And I think Mickey on the third time.
Was it their time or the second time?
The second time.
Okay. We come in there, but now there are more people in that lab than weren't supposed to be there. And what I mean by that is that the professor who was doing the DNA for us insisted. Well, I don't want to say insisted. Let's just say he invited all of the other professors in the science building to attend this DNA. What we were gonna do. In other words, there was now 6 or 7 more professors there. And I'm thinking, why are these other professors here? All right. Well, what happened is, the professor got all the stuff out, and he got his little book out, and he started asking each individual professor to come up one by one to do a certain task and part of this DNA test again. And he had everybody do a certain task, and after and we're talking minute. A certain professor would come up, put his gloves on, take some out of this tube, Q-tip, put some over here, do whatever there, and that was it. And then the professor would document exactly what this professor did. And then they
had a little book.
Yes.
And he was writing their name and the exact process he did it.
Yes. And then the next professor came up, and every single professor did this.
That professor stirred the DNA.
Yeah, and then he did this.
Like a mad scientist.
Right. And then so he documented what this guy did. And I'm looking at Ellen, and it finally hit me. I went, holy crap. I'm going, what? No, I said something else with that. I probably son of a...
Yeah,
but this we finally figured out what the purpose was on getting all these professors there. The professor who we got to do this, or who volunteered.
You're right, Larry Lane.
What?
He said he must have thought he was doing something historic.
Historic. Exactly.
That's the chat.
Exactly. Exactly. The professor who we had doing this for us, who again does not believe in Bigfoot, who was laughing at me when I told him what was going down, who didn't believe I had the windows, when the first time I rolled these windows in, took the cover off, and showed him the window, he looked at me and he goes, "You have the windows." Duh. Okay? Duh.
You should have seen him when the window handle broke, when he was rolling the windows.
What?
No, I'm just
No. Okay? As a matter of fact, guys, I'm going to show you the window right now.
Well, you guys are in for it now.
You got a rant and the windows? Wow.
Yeah. Oh, man. This is cool. It'll be the first time that we brought the windows out on our show. And it's too bad. Now, this we can't show on Art Bell. Maybe we should take some pictures or something that we can send him. Anybody have a good cell phone that makes pictures? Do you?
I have an iPhone.
That'll work. While he's holding up the pictures, you could take some pictures and we'll send them to Keith.
I'll use Jeff's phone.
Yeah, there you go.
Mine's going to die.
Oh, you can actually see pretty good. You know what?
You can see it really well.
You can see it really well. Why? Oh, God.
Be careful. No.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
No, you can't see nothing.
Right, let's turn off the color lights to see.
You can. Well, now you got the glare. Hold on, right there.
You see it, guys?
Man, you could see it. You see the face on that thing?
See the eyes right there?
Wow.
Go back this way. No.
Do you want me to go? Well.
No. I'm trying to. I see it. Oh, there. Right there. Oh. You see the eyes?
Do they need me to point at it?
That's what I was going to ask.
No, I think they can see it.
Like, for reals, I think I should point at it. Let me get over there. Poor Keith.
I have the windows. Hello, McFly.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm
No.
on the way.
You're on the wrong side.
Get on this side.
Okay, I won't do it. Hello.
All right, right there.
That's
The eyes right there. The nose is right there. And then the shoulder is right here. And they don't have a neck.
Hey, don't breathe on it, whatever you do though.
And what happened was, that is safety glass. The privacy glass. Okay, on the front window, it only put its nose and lips. On this one, he had to put his whole face and everything up against it to see inside the window. He didn't know to go like this.
Okay.
So he put his whole face up there and looked in there like that.
Okay, guys, I'm showing the windows. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna put it back in. All right. Put it back in the case.
I'm not sure if they could hear what I said.
I think so. Did they see it? Oh, and the windows. Okay, so so yes, who was that who caught on the Ellen? His name was Ellen?
No, it was Larry.
Okay, so yes,
Larry Lane.
Exactly.
He was the one that guessed it.
He knew exactly that. You have to understand, I brought in both windows. I have the other window with the 8-inch lips and the 6-inch nostrils on there. That is the window that really they took the snot DNA from. That's where they got that from. You know what this professor did, who lives in up in the mountains on a ranch, has horses and dogs and all that. He took it upon himself, remember, to have his horse go and lick the window and do some stuff. In this guy's laboratory, in another room, and if you can look at it on Alan's video that he posted, he has every single animal known in a zoo on the wall: bear, lion, zebra, giraffe, shark. I mean, everything.
He has elephant feet.
He has everything.
I mean, and then he has the bones.
Yes.
Of every bird. I mean, the place is packed full of dead things.
So
I mean,
he knows when he was looking at those lips and the measurements that were 8 inches long. He knows not a single animal that was on his wall could ever make an impression of those lips on my window. Not a single one. Okay, and you guys know 2 weeks ago when I had Mickey Burrow in here, and he actually went upon himself to mock and find out what animal could ever make those lips, that large lip. Well, a silverback gorilla. He said the only thing that could make those lips were a silverback gorilla, except this gorilla was huge. It was a giant. All right, and that's coming from a law enforcement officer who, when we were at the Rotary, you know, and I mentioned what he did, everybody was like stunned. Everybody was stunned. And again, people in the Bigfoot world had no clue because
when we showed the video, the police guy, he was the chief that was sitting there, you know, and I seen his eyes when Mickey Burrow was on there. He knows him.
Everybody knows who Mickey Burrow is.
Like,
well, you got Mickey to do what?
You have the real guy, man. You have the guy that picks up the dead people.
Yeah. So we did this right. We did this right. And so what we have is, again, what David said when this offer happens, that we have what we believe is probably the most powerful evidence ever of a Bigfoot, because of the, how did Mickey say it, of the
chain of
evidence, or there was because of the
chain of events.
It was, I forgot how he said it. Because of the branches in the trees on the road, because of the no food taken out of the truck, because of the measurements of the lips. What really got Mickey was the freaking knuckles. All right,
with the thumbprint.
With a thumbprint. No animal known to have knuckles, all right, that live up there, except for a silverback gorilla, which we don't have up in the Sierras. Okay, so Monsters and Mysteries did a fantastic job. All right, that's how it all went down.
And if anybody out there is a movie producer, we're looking to do a movie on it, because it really was the camping trip from hell.
There is still so much more that could be added to this story, and what we're trying to say is what happened before and after that could be added to actually give it credibility to the story.
All the way till now.
Yes, to now, and when I first met David.
From the day that we decided to go in, yeah, actually,
right,
the whole thing, and because it really, I mean, a lot of people don't know, it was raining in the middle of the night.
The totality of events. That's what Danny says. Is that right?
That might have been it.
Totality of events. Okay. Thanks, Danny.
But it rained, and we were actually having a conversation at 2:00 in the morning. We should get out of there, and my sleeping bag was soaked. I was half soaked.
Liar, you
and
peed.
it was dripping everywhere. And Jeff had a rag, and he was trying to like stop the drips.
Dude, it was your pee. You peed in your pants. That's what you did. But no, it was dripping. It was horrible. It actually started to snow. It was Joe and I who went outside. You were in your sleeping bag. Said, "I'm not getting out."
That's right.
So I was out there putting plastic over the tent. Now. What I forgot, like an idiot, what I forgot to mention about my motion detectors going off at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I forgot to say this while I was being interviewed. A lot of people don't know this. What I'm going to tell you guys right now is that I have motion detectors with a base station, 4 motion detectors with a base station that are wireless. Okay. What I do is when we go up camping, I place these motion detectors north, south, east, and west, all right, around the campsite. And then I have this little base station receiver that I have right by my sleeping bag that has 4 LED lights, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 north, south, east, and west, all right? And that's how I position them. At 5:30 in the morning, the north and south motion detector went off together, all right? Now, it's been raining all night, and it was snowing all night. The weather does not have effect on these things because they're weatherproof. Some things, I'm going to say plural, some things set them off both north and south at the same time. So
it was like opposite sides of the tent, and they both went off at the same time.
And they started beeping, and it woke me up, and I'm looking at it, and it didn't hit me. I'm going, that's odd. And like an idiot, because we went to sleep late like that night, and because we were up because of the rain and just miserable, I wasn't all there. And I should have ran out of that tent so fast in my freaking underwear. I don't care. I bet I would have seen what set off those motion detectors.
Well, you didn't run out that tent.
Somebody else did.
Somebody else did run out that tent. They really did. I mean, they flew out of the tent.
Should we say what he did?
Well, we could say he flew out of the tent. Okay. I don't know if we should say what he did.
What he did. We're not going to tell you what he did because it's not our position to.
No. But if he wants to tell what he did.
And then give us the reason, but we're not going to say. Let's just say that we got out of there really fast.
Really fast.
Really fast. And I mean really fast.
And it was because there was something there that set those things off.
Yeah.
And it was storming, and we didn't want to get stuck with those things that set off the light or the alarm.
The security, yeah.
We wanted out of there.
Fast. So
it's the same thing that screamed at us, that we have recordings of screams. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing that was knocking on the trees and hollering at us this last 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing that we have pictures of that you guys got in 2009. Mm-hmm. It's the same.
Who wants to go? Who wants to go camping? Who wants to go camping? Emerald's hands up. Everybody out there in live stream in artbell.com, Dark Matter Network, who wants to go camping with us to the spot right now? Arms up. You guys are driving out there listening to Art Bell. Arms out of the window right now. Like this so I can see you. Come on.
Oh, for those of you who are with Art Bell, the pictures of the truck were on the site 2 weeks ago, so you could still find those pictures.
There you go. They were on the site 2 weeks ago.
Wow, thank you, Keith.
So it's still archived on there. They can go back, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Keith, if you're listening to Art Bell, if you want to come down, we'll take you up to the spot and scare the crap out of you. Art Bell, you are more than willing to come down, buddy.
You know, it would really be cool to take Keith because he's like a gadget guy like you. Mm-hmm. I mean, he knows his computer and audio and stuff.
Huh?
He's like, yeah.
Well, where does he live though?
He lives. I think he's in like Kentucky or someplace.
No, well, no, he lives. I think in Arizona or
Arizona.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's not far. Hey, 6-8 hour drive, 13-hour drive
for Bigfoot.
To come.
Heck, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You know how many people would love to go on a trip like this? You know how many people keep hounding me?
Okay, stop, because I'm going camping in a couple of weekends.
So. Well, you're going in a cabin, though, you chicken.
Yeah, well.
Oh, you're going to be fine. Now, if the rocks start hitting the sides of you're...
Where at are you going?
Shaver.
So not where, yeah.
Yeah, actually, this last hunting season, there was like 4 reports of Bigfoot in Shaver Lake area.
Thanks, guys.
There was a deer hunter, who was in his motorhome. It was a small camper, and at 12:30, the whole thing started shaking back and forth. And then he gets up, goes up to the window, and he looks out, and there's this thing running away. It took about 4 steps, and it was gone.
Okay, well, I'm staying in the cabin that weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there was these hunters that saw a Bigfoot, and then they started shooting at it, and it climbed up in a tree and then went around the side of the tree.
Like a spider monkey?
And then on the other side of the tree, backside, and then they were still shooting at it and trying to go around the tree and shoot it. And then it leaped from up in the tree to the other tree and then climbed around to the other side of the tree. And it actually went tree to tree and got away.
Think Twilight. The movie Twilight.
God.
You know when they, okay, if you're not a fan, whatever. But you know how he's climbing on one of the tree and he jumped from the other tree, just like that.
Yeah, exactly. You know which one it was like? Is like Predator.
Oh, okay.
See, I could relate to that.
Okay. You're not a Twilight.
Predator. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All right. That's cool. I'm not either. I was just using it as an example. So.
Yeah, man. I tell you, it's fun to go there. It does scare you, especially for guys like me that I'm deaf in one ear and I'm lame on one leg, so I can't hear and I can't run. Man, I'm like an instant meal. In fact, my tent, I think of it as a sack lunch for a Bigfoot.
And that's the way you said it too on the Monsters and Mysteries. So, all right, 7 minutes, and you will be able to see Monsters and Mysteries, the episode called "Evil Gnomes, Bigfoot Wars, and Hellhounds" on Monsters and Mysteries on the Destination Channel, channel 273, I believe, on Comcast.
Man, I heard Rick Dyer passed a lie detector test.
Nah.
That's what I heard.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
I heard. I heard he passed a liar.
Was it polygraph?
A liar Dyer detector test.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. No, he can say all he wants. I don't believe that. So
I need to follow that up and make sure, because I actually heard he passed.
Okay. Yeah. You know what?
I heard some liars though, they believe themselves so much that they could pass.
Oh yeah, it's not hard to do.
I mean,
all he has to do is keep his heart rate the same, and not blink. And he's.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, we got a couple more minutes. I had a lot of notes here. Obviously, we went on a tangent on these windows, but you know what? I had to, because we are still excited about what we have, guys.
That actually sounds good. We're going to put a team together to throw rocks at Emerald's cabin.
Oh, yeah?
That would be great. Oh, my God.
Well, I'm buying my gun this weekend,
video,
so I have it.
Videotape it, and oh, my God, bloopers.
Yeah, and Jeffrey has a suit, too, man.
Oh, jeez.
Let's, draw straws.
Oh, yeah,
it's
$100, dude. That ain't going to get.
Yeah, no, I'm not telling you where I'm at.
She's going to look at that and go, let's start laughing. So, oh, my gosh. So, okay. A couple, there's just, you know what? I don't know. There's 6 minutes left. Since the Grammys are on right now, and
they are?
Yeah, they're actually going to be on here pretty soon. The red carpet is going on. I was reading an article that there are some movie stars and rock stars who are not embarrassed to say that they believe in aliens.
That's because they are aliens.
And I actually wrote down the 6 that they were talking about. Number 1 is Katy Perry. She actually came out and says, yes, absolutely, I believe in aliens. As a matter of fact, she says that, obviously she's a big Obama supporter, and she actually is my second girlfriend.
Doesn't she have 6 toes?
No, that's Oprah.
Oprah,
yeah,
Oprah.
Oprah.
Halle Berry.
I don't know, but
Kate Hudson.
But Katy Perry is actually willing to go up to Obama and said, "Okay, what's up with these ETs? How come you haven't said disclosure yet?" So, well, anyways, Katy Perry, Tom Cruise, and these are the people who've actually came out in public and says, "Yes, absolutely." Katy Perry, Tom Cruise, Elvis, Megan Fox, Alicia Keys, and the one and only Shirley MacLaine. For those who...
they're reptilians.
I've noticed for those who know who Shirley MacLaine is, she has a movie. There's a movie that came out, oh my God, and this is like in the 90s, called Out on a Limb. If you get a chance, she really believes in this stuff. It's called Out on a Limb. Go rent it. All right? It's about... Just go rent it. It's not about aliens per se, but it's about powers. It's about... telekinesis. She really believes in this stuff. Shirley MacLaine would be awesome to get on our show one of these days, and I think she would love to do it. And also, all these other rock stars would probably also love to come on our show. So,
well, when we get our talk show,
absolutely, you know who I'm going to
have these people.
They're going to be knocking our door down to come on and talk to us. I guarantee you. Also, too,
Elvis is going to be our first guest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're getting the tickets printed up here. And I would think probably in about the first of the month of February, we're going to announce how we're going to be giving away these tickets. Again, they are free. We are not charging you. But if you get these tickets, you have to show up. When we give you these tickets, we are going to they're going to be numbered, and we're going to take your name and your phone number and the numbers that are on these tickets. Because if you don't show up, we're going to be calling you. And if you don't show up, it's going to be the last thing you ever do.
Yeah, we have this big
Calm
dude.
down.
No,
guy,
you have to understand.
6'9". He's going to come and grab you out of your house and drag you down there.
No, you have to understand because this is going to be filmed for television, and if the seats are empty,
then it won't look good.
It's going to look bad. So so if you're going to take these tickets, then you have to show up. That's why we're not charging them, guys.
Yeah,
okay, we're not charging.
We have something we're going to give away on that day, but it's going to be at the end of the day.
We should have little goodie bags.
500 of them.
No, we're only going to give away a couple of things, but it'll be at the end of the day.
Yeah, we'll have, give you a goodie bag maybe. Yeah, that's a good idea though. I'll put you in charge of that.
Oh,
2 minutes.
fine.
So too.
They call it craft in the business. Crafties. Yeah, that's munchies.
So. All right.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. We got about a minute and 30 seconds left. I want to say thank you for showing up. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez, and you have Alan Thomas. And
I want to tell everybody we're on at 7 p.m. on Monsters and Mysteries on the Destination America channel tonight.
So.
And you can buy it on iTunes for $2.99.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Gracias.
Bye.
You have been listening to Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas, broadcasting worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and on artbell.com. Stay tuned for next time. Remember to keep your eyes to the skies, and we hope you witness something you cannot explain.